Welcome to my NFL Week 16 picks video. I invite you to please play along and post your picks in the comments below. Last week I went 8-8 straight up and 6-10 against the spread, but week 16 is guaranteed to be better. We start the week with a good one on Thursday night as the Saints travel to LA to play the Rams. LA is a 4-point favorite and over-under is 44.5. 5 NFC teams are 7-7 and these are two of them. The Rams currently hold the 7th seed in the NFC playoff picture, having the tiebreaker over the Saints and Seahawks. Since the bye week, the Rams have been as good as anyone, going 4-1 with their lone loss in overtime at Baltimore. The Saints have won 2 straight, giving up 12 points total in both games, but they were against the Panthers and Giants, and the Rams are simply better. I got LA 27, Saints 21. We have a Saturday doubleheader starting with a great AFC North rivalry with Cincinnati traveling to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. The Steelers are a 2.5 point home dog and the over-under is 37.5. Mason Rudolph will get the start Saturday in an attempt to stop a 3-game losing streak. After Joe Burrow went down, I stated the Bengals were done, but the Bengals have gone on to win 3 straight, including a great come-from-behind victory in overtime against the Vikings. A month ago, Pittsburgh beat the Bengals in Cincinnati after firing Matt Canada and things looked great, but that was then and this is now. Bengals 27, Steelers 17. The other Saturday game is Buffalo heading to LA to play the Chargers. The Chargers are a massive 10.5 point home dog with the over-under at 42.5. Last week the Chargers gave up 800 points against the Raiders, and after the game both the head coach and general manager were fired. The Buffalo Bills have beaten both the Chiefs and Cowboys the last 2 weeks and are now in playoff contention. The Bills should win easily, but not so fast. I'm feeling crazy. A massive upset Saturday night. Chargers 27, Bills 25. Are you new to sports betting? If so, all the numbers can be a little confusing, so I created a beginner's video for those of you new to betting on football. You can click on the link here, and the link is also in the description below. Now, back to the picks. We start Sunday off with Seattle traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans. Tennessee is a 2.5 point home dog with the over-under at 42. Seattle is coming off a stunning Monday night upset over Philly, while Tennessee is coming off a disappointing overtime loss against the Texans. The Seahawks Monday night came back into the playoff hunt while Tennessee was officially eliminated Sunday. On paper, Seattle is the better team and has a lot more to play for. However, West Coast teams traveling east for early games usually struggle, and I like Tennessee's defense. Another upset? Why not? Titans 19, Seahawks 17. Next up is Washington traveling to New York to play the Jets. New York's a 3-point favorite and over-under is 38. I believe Zach Wilson will start Sunday, but I'll be honest, I have no idea what the Jets will do at quarterback. Sam Howell was benched last week, but I do believe Washington isn't playing musical quarterbacks this week. I'm reluctantly taking the Jets here. New York 19, Washington 17. Next up, we have Indianapolis traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Atlanta is a 2.5 point home dog and the over-under is 44. I have been warning people about the Colts, and as of now, they occupy the 7th seed in the AFC playoff race. Atlanta, and they lost last week against the previous 1-win Panthers, is now 6-8, but in a weak NFC South is only 1 game out of first. I don't see Atlanta bouncing back this week though. Colts 27, Falcons 17. Next up is Green Bay traveling to Carolina to play the Panthers. Carolina is a 5-point home dog and the over-under is 36.5. Green Bay at 6-8 is still fighting for a playoff spot, while Carolina, after beating Atlanta last week, is trying for win 3 of the season. I believe Green Bay wins and covers. I got got Packers 28, Panthers 20. Next up is a huge AFC game with playoff implications as Cleveland travels to Houston to play the Texans. Houston's a 2.5-point favorite and over-under is 42.5. Cleveland at 9-5 currently holds the 5 seed in the AFC playoffs, while Houston at 8-6 is tied with both Jacksonville and Indy. Jacksonville holds the tiebreaker for the AFC South title, while Indy holds the tiebreaker over Houston, beating them week 2, but they still play again the final week of the season. Both teams are coming off impressive come-from-behind victories led by their backup quarterbacks. Now, I do believe Stroud will return for Houston, while the impressive Flacco will remain as the starter for Cleveland. No team has given up fewer yards this season than the Browns. While Stroud is most likely to win Rookie of the Year honors, the Browns D is going to prove to be too much. I got Cleveland 23, Houston 17. Our final early game is an NFC North rivalry with the Lions traveling to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Minnesota is a 3-point home dog and the over-under is 47. With a win, the Lions will clinch the NFC North thanks in part to Minnesota blowing a 2-touchdown fourth quarter lead last week. Minnesota is one of 4 7-7 teams and currently holds all the tiebreakers, so even with a loss, they are still in playoff contention. That's good for the Vikings because the Lions become king in the North this weekend. Detroit 26, Minnesota 22. We start our afternoon delight with a Florida battle as Jacksonville comes to Tampa to play the Bucks. Tampa is a 1-point home dog and the over-under is 43.5. Both teams are tied for the division lead and both teams hold their respective tiebreakers, which means that this game has huge playoff ramifications. Out of all the games this week, I struggled with this one the most. Jacksonville simply has the better team and in my opinion better head coach quarterback combo and all the things that usually add up in a victory, but Tampa is hot, winning 3 straight, while Jacksonville is cold, losing 3 in a row. Both streaks end Sunday, Jags 24, Bucks 20. Next is a battle for draft position as Arizona comes to Chicago to play the Bears. Chicago is a 4-point favorite and over-under is 44.5. Both teams have been playing better and show signs for a positive 2024. One of my former draft crushes, Trey McBride, is having an excellent season, and after the mid-season trade for Montez Sweat, the Bears defense has really improved. In fact, the Bears lead the NFL in rushing defense, allowing under 80 yards rushing a game. That's part of my reason here. Bears 23, Cardinals 20. Next up is the biggest game of the day as Dallas travels to Miami to play the Dolphins. Miami is a 1.5-point favorite and over-under is 51.5. Dallas is dominant at home, but 3-4 on the road, including getting blown out last week 31-10 at Buffalo. Miami at 10-4 hasn't beaten a team with a winning record all year, and both teams at times look like Super Bowl contenders, other times they look like pretenders. I'm hoping for a fun game, and while making this video, Tyreek Hill is questionable, but I do believe he will play. I think the Cowboys will bounce back in a shootout. I got Dallas 31, Miami 29. Sunday Night Football has New England traveling to Denver to play the Broncos. Denver is a 6.5-point favorite and over-under is 34. Denver's playoff hopes are fading after losing 2 out of their last 3, but their next 3 opponents have losing records and Denver is only 1 game out of wildcard contention. New England is fighting hard for the number 1 pick in the draft, but will have a setback Sunday. Patriots in an upset, New England 19, Denver 18. Merry Christmas, football fans! You get 3 games and what could be better? Christmas Day starts with an old school AFC West rivalry as the Raiders invade Arrowhead to play the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a massive 10-point favorite and over-under is 41.5. If you paid attention, I have Denver losing, which means a win on Christmas gives the Chiefs their 8th straight AFC West crown. The Raiders won't make it easy and cover 10, but Merry Christmas, Chiefs Kingdom! KC 27, Vegas 18. Next up is another old school division rivalry as the Giants travel to Philly to play the Eagles. Philly is a 10.5 point favorite. No over-under is 43. Philly is getting off of a brutal loss on Monday night and have lost 3 straight. Tommy DeVito's Cinderella story struck midnight last week in the Big Easy. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see the Giants win. They cover, but Philly gets back on track. Eagles 21, Giants 17. The NFL could not have done this any better, saving the best for last. Baltimore travels cross-country to San Francisco to play the Niners in what could be a Super Bowl preview. The 49ers are a 5.5 point favorite and over-under is 46. I've been hearing an MVP debate between Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy, and at times I have thought both worthy. However, Lamar Jackson with 3 games left could throw for 4,000 yards and run for 1,000, and with Baltimore having the best record in football, that's hard to overlook. If you caught that slip up, you already know the pick. Ravens 31, 49ers 23. If you're going to one of these games, it could get chilly, and let me help you with this video titled How to Stay Warm at Arrowhead. As a cheap season ticket holder since 1989, I've been to plenty of cold games, and this video shows how I stay warm. Don't forget, I go live every Tuesday and Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. On the live stream, all questions are answered and anything goes. You never know who will show up, so join the show. Merry Christmas, and I can't wait to read your picks in the comments.